Hi there, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Annalie with Broadway in Chicago. We are just about to start a live Q&A with Caroline Chu. Hi, Caroline.
Hi,
How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing well. For the people who might not be familiar with what show you're in, if you want to do a little quick introduction to who you are.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Caroline Chu, and I am one of the understudies for the play that goes wrong, which is currently playing at the Broadway Playhouse in Chicago.
Oh, so exciting. And if you have not seen the show, it is so fun, so hilarious. It's a must see. Um, but I want to get to know you a little bit first. So we're gonna do a little bit of a rapid fire fun questions. So first, what
Great.
is your,
Oh, sorry, repeat that one more time.
yeah, no problem. What is your favorite dessert?
Really hard. I have to say cupcakes from Genevieve's Bakery. It's on School and, oh, I don't want to mess this up, but it's in Lakeview and it's the best.
Watch and go there. What is your favorite flavor from there, I guess then?
Yes.
Awesome. What was the last show that you saw that was not the play that goes wrong?
I saw a slave play on Broadway and it was fantastic. It was one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. It was amazing.
Mm,
Yeah.
important. What is your favorite pastime to do in Chicago?
My favorite thing to do in Chicago, I really like taking walks along the lakefront. I grew up here, and so it's always been a really great spot to just kind of breathe and let everything go. And we have a beautiful city. Don't know if you know, but it's great.
And then what is your current favorite artist slash album that you're listening to these days?
Oh man, I'm listening to so much Christmas music right now. I really like getting into the holiday spirit. Um, but besides that, I've been listening to a lot of Phoebe Bridgers and a lot of Taylor Swift.
Hmm, that's awesome. So you mentioned that you are from Chicago, and I think that's a really fantastic thing about the whole cast of The Play That Goes Wrong, is that you're all Chicago natives. If you would just tell us a little bit more about your connections to Chicago and growing up here.
Yeah, so it's actually incredible. So every of our company is based in Chicago. We are all Chicago actors. We are hired out of Chicago, which is one of my favorite things about this company, besides how wonderful everyone is. But I actually grew up here. So I grew up in Lakeview and Roscoe Village, and then I went to school at Northwestern, which is just a little bit north in Evanston. And I've been here ever since. I think it's the best city in the world. And I really love the artistic community here, which is why I stayed.
Mm. Can you tell me a little bit more about just this artistic community in Chicago? I mean, theater, you can do it in so many cities, New York, and I know that I think I saw that you have done some shows internationally as well, but I would love to hear more
Mhm.
about the the artistry specifically in Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. For those of you who are from Chicago, you know this, but if you're not, Chicago has hundreds and hundreds of smaller theaters in addition to your big stages that Broadway in Chicago usually programs through. You've got your bigger houses like the Goodman, like Steppenwolf, and everybody is producing amazing work all the time, which means that you can go see a show normally you can go see a show um, every night of your weekend, a different show every night of your weekend. And there's just always something playing, always something to see. And the level of work that actors in Chicago are consistently turning out is amazing. They're incredible playwrights and incredible directors who create a lot of new work here, a lot of really exciting work here. And I just think that artists in Chicago are passionate about the shows that they produce. Um, in a way that's totally different from any other city. Like they are so driven to create something special all the time. And it's a really wonderful place to work and it's really inspiring.
Mhm, absolutely. And so now you are here, you're doing The Play That Goes Wrong. For those who aren't familiar, can you give us a little bit of an elevator pitch of like what this show actually is?
So everything you need to know about the play is in the title, um, which is great. Without giving too much away, the conceit of the play is that it is about a group of university actors who are putting on opening night of The Murder at Haversham Manor, which is a murder mystery play. And as you might guess, maybe go wrong, possibly. But you really have to see the show to understand what I'm talking about. It is an incredible comedy, so many silly bits. It is the first time I saw the show was in New York when we were there for rehearsal, and I laughed the entire time. I don't think I stopped to take a breath until intermission, and then after that, it was absolute chaos, and it's amazing. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. It's great.
It really is. So it's just a very genius play, and there's so many cues that I'm sure as an actor you have to hit. What goes
Oh
into
yeah.
your of preparing for a show where the physical comedy and the things that you have to remember, there's a lot of it.
Oh, it's a lot, and this is an incredibly physical show. We've all been, conditioning our bodies a little bit throughout the rehearsal process just to build up the stamina that we need to be able to actually get through the show. And it's amazing to watch, the work that everyone does every day because it's so physical. And then because it's a comedy, picking up our cues and hitting all of the lines correctly is really important. So my rehearsal process has been a little different as an understudy, which it typically is when you understudy. So I've been observing and learning with the company for the last, month or so when we were rehearsing. And then we have now gone into having separate rehearsals for the understudies to prepare us in the event that something should actually go wrong, or somebody needs a day off or needs to rest, which is what I'm here for. I'm the backup plan, which is very important in all shows. So now we're like really, really drilling lines, getting the blocking down. Everything in this show is so specific, and I think there are things that folks who really love theater in particular will notice about it. So just getting those moments down, learning how our characters are different from the other actors who play these characters. It's a real treat because when an understudy goes on, the show overall is the same. You're still getting that same wonderful, amazing show, but there's always like a little bit of excitement because a character interpretation might be slightly different, or a line might go in a slightly different way. So it's exciting as a company member to watch and also to participate in.
Absolutely. I feel now, being in a time of, the pandemic, I think it has gone to show the true importance of the role of an understudy. I mean, in understudy has always been important, but now it has really come and put a test to what an understudy is doing, and the role you play within the show. When I saw it on when it was within its opening week the other week, it's kind of fun because I think I saw you on stage. Even though you were not part of the main cast, you were still a part of the show. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, you all have to come see it to sort of get a little sneak peek into. But one of the cool parts about the show is that there's so much happening backstage all the time that there might be some extra crew members running around, and you'll just have to come see it.
Absolutely. We have a question here coming from our social media. Someone is asking, who is your biggest inspiration and why?
Oh, wow. That's a tricky one because I think I get a lot of inspiration from many aspects of my life. I'm really inspired by, my parents and how they've created a life where they can enjoy all of the work that they do and spend time with their family. Um, I'm inspired by the other actors around me constantly, every single day. The amount of work that they put in is unbelievable, and I'm learning a lot from them, and it's amazing. I'm also really inspired by figures in the Asian American acting community, Ming-Na Wen, Sandra Oh, um, who have done so much to create a pathway for other Asian American actresses to come after them and take on big roles. And it's, yeah, I think that's a really hard question to answer as like one specific thing, because there's so many things in our world to be inspired by right now.
I really love your point about representation, and that truly does matter. And what is something that you might say to an aspiring actress who's also Asian, like yourself?
I would say the most important thing is to know yourself more than, because if you know yourself, nobody else can ever tell you what roles you can or can't play, what box you should or shouldn't fit into. There's no one way to enter into the world of acting and the world of theater. Every single person out here has a different story, and there is no reason why you can't make your own way, and decide the kind of art that you want to make, whether that has to do with your identity or not. And it's something that took me a little while to learn throughout college and beyond. And luckily, I have a fantastic community of other Asian American actors here in Chicago, who have really guided me through that. But finding those people who you can talk to when you need to, but also knowing that you yourself have the freedom to make your own way here.
Absolutely, absolutely. What now you are a Northwestern alum, right? Is that
I
correct?
am, yeah.
What I mean, as a Chicago actor, is there something specific that you can give as a piece of advice for students who are acting and studying musical theater and theater in general?
Go see shows. Like,
Mm.
just go watch other people make art. You learn. I have learned so much from watching, you know, actors who I admire and my peers do work. And then one of the nice things about being in Chicago is that some of the actors that you love will probably do other shows in Chicago, and then you can go see them do that. And really watching how people develop characters over time is super exciting. I think it's really easy when you're in school to focus really hard on coursework and um, get overwhelmed by the amount of work that you're doing, by the type of work that you're doing. There's always a little bit of competitiveness, which it's really important to get out and remember why you love to do the thing that you do. And there's so many wonderful opportunities in this city that it would be sad if you didn't.
Absolutely. We have a comment here in the questions, or a question in the comments. What made you decide to become an actress?
I don't think it was really a decision for me. I was really shy for my whole life. And then I was sort of given the opportunity to do a school play. And I thought I would try it. And then I loved it. And from there on out, I just kept doing more and more. I did a pre-college theater program also at Northwestern called Cherubs, that introduced me to a lot of working artists, and that sort of helped me realize that this was a job that people could do every day. Like, how amazing is it that I get to do this every day? It's really cool. But that showed me, what it would look like to make this my livelihood and my day to day. And then when it came time to go to college, I thought maybe I would just want to do this as like an extracurricular type of thing. But really, my love for acting and for theater completely won out, and I could not deny it anymore that this is what I wanted to do. And so I don't really think there was ever a point where I made a decision, or like I can't pinpoint a moment where something changed, but I think it was always there, and I just had to listen.
That's so exciting. And now here you are living out your dream. Tell us why should someone go see The Play That Goes Wrong?
I think The Play That Goes Wrong is important to see right now because it is so funny. It's so funny. And it's not going to, the play and the production are not asking more audience than to come and to have a good time and to laugh and to just sort of put everything else down for just a minute, just a couple of hours, and really, dive into slapstick, funny comedy that is completely family friendly. We've had some great kids in the audience, which has been really, really fun. But they're jokes that will play to any age group. So it's been to see families coming here. I just think there's so much anxiety in the world right now. And while all of that is worth worrying about and worth paying attention to, it's also nice to have a little break. And I think this is one of the best ways you can do that, is to laugh.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Caroline, thank you so much for sharing your time with us, your talents with us. Seriously, this is a show that you will not want to miss. Come see it. It's at the Broadway Playhouse until January 30th. Bring your kids, bring grandma, bring grandpa, bring great grandma. It's truly a show for all generations. You won't want to miss it. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays. Thanks so much.